Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Psychosin project. Joining me over Skype, and I really do apologise if I pronounce your name wrong here, is lead vocalist for death metal extremists of Abnormality, the fantastic Mallika Sundaramurthy. Have I got that right?
Yes, that's pretty good.
Excellent. Welcome to the show. How is everything sort of going at the moment?
Things are going well. We've had a great tour so far. We're on tour with Soulfly, Psychosin, Battlecross, and Lodi Kong. We just had a slight hiccup, though. We're in the hospital with our bass player and hoping he gets better well enough to go on the tour. But we're going to continue either way. We just had to take one show off, which was a bummer. But Kansas City's up next, so we're in the middle of the U.S.
Well, you can't really pass up a tour with Soulfly, can you, really?
Right.
Now, you've obviously released the new album, Mechanisms of Omniscience, I believe is how it's pronounced. How's the reaction been to that so far?
It's been really good. The critics have been really positive about it, and our fans have been loving the album. We've been getting really great feedback, so we're happy. We're really...
Now, what has evolved in the Abnormality sound since your last album, Contaminating the Hive Mind?
Well, the band is always evolving, growing. So a big difference is we have a new guitarist, Sam Kirsch. Our previous guitarist, Ben, left for his own personal reasons. So Sam brings new ideas and a new style into the mix.
Yeah.
It's just it's a different feeling on the album, but still technical, still brutal. This one's a little bit more atmospheric, I would say.
Yeah.
But continuing along a natural evolution. We never want to write the same album twice, so exploring different areas, but still the Abnormality sound.
And of course, always keeping the brutality in there, which it's all about. Now, did you approach the lyrics to the songs on this album differently to those on the last album?
It's still the same kind of style, but exploring different things again. We're inspired by what's going on in the world around us and in our own personal lives as we get older and mature, and different things going on. So since the 2012 album, there's been a lot, going on in the world, like with Edward Snowden and NSA and, some different things like Sandy Hook and the Boston Marathon bombings, like all these different things. So we kind of touch on some of those things, and we also delve into like some science fiction kind of areas, like a what if scenarios. Talk about black holes and psilocybin, tripping on mushrooms. so we explore a lot of different things, but always from an intelligent perspective, thought, with a lot of thought in mind, and what we write, what we're passionate about.
Excellent. Now, going back to the beginning for people who are listening to my show who may have only just found out about you through me playing you on my show or have found you on YouTube recently, going back to the beginning, how did the band form?
Well, I formed the band with the drummer, Jay. At the time, 2005, I was looking for a band. The band I had formed previously had split up. So I wrote on a metal forum that's popular in New England area called returntothepit.com, and just put up an ad that I was looking for a band. Jay got in touch initially to invite me to do guest vocals for his band at the time, Terrorism, and I did that, just played a song live with them at a show, but Jay was so impressed with my vocals that he wanted to form a side project, and eventually, his band split up, and Abnormality became the main focus for both of us.
Now, talk about yourself. What first got you into the more extreme sounds of extreme stroke death metal?
Say that again. What?
What first got you yourself into the more extreme sounds of death and extreme metal?
Well, it was a gradual thing. You know, when I was a kid, I was into, you know, rock music, classic rock, and started into heavier sounds like a radio metal, and discovered death metal in high school, and got it more and more into it. And you know, as I got older, for my first band when I was, or joined my first band when I was 21, and just kept going after that. But yeah, I like a lot of different, you know, kinds of music, but most passionate about death metal and extreme music. But yeah, I just, you know, some people listen to softer stuff as they get older, and I just kept going more brutal. And the more fast and extreme, the more I loved it. So yeah, it just, you know, when I first got into death metal, there wasn't much internet, so
yeah.
I was just, you know, my friends were handing me, you know, we were trading music, you know, and I was like, oh my god, that's so heavy, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was a gradual thing, discovering bands, and I started in as a fan first, and then, you know, was so into it, so excited about it that I started playing it too.
Now I understand fully where you're coming from, because I started with Radiohead and indie bands, and then I went through a new metal phase, and then I got introduced to Cannibal Corpse and Al Nathrak and things like that. So I've sort of gone along the same sort of path as yourself there. Now, where do you feel that Abnormality fits into the current death metal scene?
Where it fits in the what?
Into the current death metal scene.
Into the scene?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would say we're, you know, a part of that brutal and technical death metal area of the metal scene, and along the lines of Suffocation, Cryptopsy, Cannibal Corpse too, you know, Origin, Cattle Decapitation, like in that kind of extreme metal and death metal genre. And there's growing interest in this brutal death metal. I'm seeing more and more, which is cool, and there's more interest in the old school death metal genre, and we kind of fit into both. We have elements of old school death metal as well as more modern sounds. So
yeah, because you have the tech element from newer death metal, like you said, with Origin, etc. But you also have the really catchy riffs and everything as well that obviously Cannibal Corpse have always managed with their sound. And
I would say Morbid Angel as well is a big influence, and yeah, having groove, hook, memorability. Yeah, we're not overly technical, or you can still follow the songs, and it's not technical just for technicality's sake. There's also a lot of melody and groove.
Death metal you can whistle to.
Yes.
Now, how would you yourself feel is the best way to describe your band's sound?
I would say atmospheric, technical, brutal death metal.
Yep, I'll go with that. I was saying that I've been trying to find your last album over here for ages. I can't find it anywhere for like under about 30 quid, so I'm still on my hunt for that. Now, are there any plans to come and play the UK soon?
We would love to. Yeah, we've played Europe, but not the UK yet, and one of my best friends lives over there, so I have even more reason to want to go over there. But yeah, we'd love to as soon as possible, which I see it on the horizon for sure. I think we're due to return over to that area of Europe and to play the UK as well.
Excellent. I'll have to be at that show. Now, what can people expect from an Abnormality live show?
They can expect a lot of energy and brutality and mosh pits, for sure, headbanging riffs.
So wise to get health insurance before you enter the pit.
Yes. Enter at your own risk.
Exactly what we like to hear, really. Now, what are the future plans for the band?
We're just touring heavily in support of this new album, Mechanisms of Omniscience. It just came out a week ago, so we're just currently on this U.S. tour, and we plan to do at least one more big tour, so to be decided. Maybe 2 more tours this year. So just we want to get the music out there. We want to play live for the fans play those new songs, get it out there, and yeah, this is the plan, to go to as many continents as possible. We've been to South America, we've been to Europe, and we just want to expand out, so.
Yeah. Now, finally, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans out there?
I just want to say thank you so much for the support over the past 11 years. It's meant a lot to us. Without our fans, we wouldn't be here today, so thank you so much. It's hard being in the death metal world. It's not easy for a band, so we really do appreciate our fans and the support we've gotten over all these years, so thank you.
Their new album, Abnormality's new album, Mechanisms of Omniscience, is out now. Go check it out. I've already given it a listen. It's absolutely superb. And Mallika, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate it.
No problem.
I try to face it all. Sun will burn my